ContractorTools is an app for the iPhone, iPad, and Mac that helps construction contractors quickly and easily create estimates, generate invoices, and receive payments, and then sync that data with QuickBooks Online. This video is about creating jobs and estimates in ContractorTools. The first time you create a job in ContractorTools, it displays the Setup Assistant to help you set up your company information. If you haven't done that yet, you should watch the company setup video first. When you're finished with the Setup Assistant, tap Jobs in the home screen to go to the Jobs list, and then tap Plus to add a new job. The Add Job screen prompts you to enter a job title and to select which job template to copy from. Enter a brief description of the job for the title. The job title is displayed in the list of jobs in ContractorTools, and it appears on the cover page of the printed estimate document. Job templates are jobs that you can set up with information to be copied into new jobs when you add them. Job templates can have everything that goes into a job except the customer and the job site. So the idea is that you might set up a different job template for each type of job that you do, and all you have to do is select that job template when you add a new job, and everything in it will be copied into the new job, including a list of items in the estimate. ContractorTools comes with these sample job templates, and each of these has examples of different ways you can organize items in an estimate. If you want to see what's in any of these templates, or add new templates, go to the home screen and tap on Job Templates. If you don't want to copy a list of items into your new job, then select Blank Job Template. The Blank Job Template doesn't have any estimate items in it, so you can just enter them from scratch. Even if you select the blank job template, you can still copy estimate items from job templates into your new job. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. For now, I'm going to select the blank job template to start with an empty estimate. Then I'll show you how to add items to it when we get there. Tap Save to create the new job. This takes me into the job home screen. The job home screen shows the customer and job site on the left and the job menu options on the right. Tap Plus to add a customer to the job. This displays your list of customers, so if you've already done a job for a customer, you can select the customer again without having to re-enter all of their information. I just want to mention at this point that if you sync with QuickBooks, ContractorTools will pull all of your active customers from QuickBooks, so they'll be here in the list when you go to add a new job. If you need to add a new customer, tap Plus. This takes you to the screen where you enter new customer information. Fill that in, or you can tap Import from Contacts to pull information from your contacts in your iPhone or iPad. When you're done editing the customer information, tap Save. Notice that it defaults the job site to the address you entered for the customer. If the job site is different than the customer's address, then tap Edit to select or add a different job site address. Now that we've set the customer information, I'm going to tap Job Info to go to the Job Info menu. This is where you can change the job title and the customer and job site and the job status. Tags are used to filter jobs in the job list. For example, if you want to separate your jobs by job type, you would assign a tag here. Each job can have multiple tags, so you could tag a job as residential and remodel. This is where you indicate whether a job should be synced with QuickBooks. Tap Sync Job with QuickBooks and Yes to get the job to sync with QuickBooks. This is also where you set the job markups, discount, and tax group. These will be set to whatever is set in the job template you copied from, but you can change them here. When you're done here, tap Job to go back to the job menu. Now tap Estimate to add or edit your job estimate. This takes you to the estimate screen. The list of items and the total is displayed on the left. Tap Plus to add an item. This will display the New Item screen. The New Item screen has several options for adding new items. Item groups are like folders that you can use to group and organize your estimate items. I'll show you how to use those in a minute, but for now, tap Item to add an item. This displays the New Item screen. Enter a name for the item here. And here you can enter a description that can be printed on the estimate and invoices. If you'd like to enter notes about the item that the customer cannot see, you can enter them down here in the private notes. Then, all you need to do is enter the item quantity, unit, and cost. You can select a unit from the list or tap plus if you want to add one that's not in the list. You can enter costs in any of these cost types. Material, equipment, and other costs just prompt for a cost per unit. So just enter the number and tap Save. But for labor and subcontract, you'll notice it's a little different. You can tap on cost per unit to enter a cost per unit just like materials, but if you tap on the Rate and Productivity tab, you can enter an hourly rate and then either the hours per unit or units per hour, and the program will calculate the cost per unit for you. For example, say that you want to estimate the cost of labor to install roofing. If you don't know how much that would be in terms of dollars per square foot, but you know that your employee costs $30 per hour, and they can install about 150 square feet in an hour, then just enter the hourly rate here. Then enter 150 units per hour here, and the program will calculate that it costs 20 cents a square foot for labor. And it multiplies that times the quantity to come up with the total cost of labor for this item. One more thing. The markups, taxes, and discounts are calculated based on what is set for the whole job. But if you need to, you can override any of these here. When these say default, that means it's using the job settings. But if you want to override any of them, just tap here and then tap Override, and you can enter whatever you want for that item. Also, notice when you tap Override, you can enter it either as a percentage or as a fixed dollar amount. Okay, so that's how to enter an item from scratch. Now, about item groups. You can have all of your items in a flat list, like this, or you can organize them into groups, like this. To create an item group, tap plus, then tap Item Group, and then enter a name for the group and tap Save. Now, to move items into that group, just tap on the item, then tap Item Group to select the group that you want to put that item in, and you'll see that the item has been moved to that group. Now, if you want to copy items from other sources, tap plus, and here you have options to copy items from a cost book, a job template, or from another job. But since this video is getting a bit too long, we're going to discuss that in another video called Cost Books and Job Templates. Finally, once you have items and costs added to your estimate, you can tap Document to see how it looks in the formatted estimate document. There are a few things to talk about regarding the formatted document, so again, rather than going into that here, please see the video called The Estimate Document. This concludes the contractor video on creating estimates. Thanks for watching.